Mexican temperatures in northwest London today. Here are the players. It's their farewell to the nation tonight. In Rooney we trust. Don't get injured, Wayne, please. Look who's turned up to show his support. He's got a matching suit. Look at him. She's just come for the ice cream. There's a real live Mexican. And they're probably English, just wearing sombreros. Who knows? We'll find out a bit later. Good evening to you. Fabio Capello picked Mexico for his final match at Wembley before the World Cup. Good opposition, but perfect opponents to provide a challenge without, it's to be hoped, damaging the old ego too much. With me tonight, two World Cup veterans, Andy Towesend and Gareth Southgate. You both played in these pre-World Cup games. What are you thinking? What are you looking out for?
I think a significant number of the squad, Adrian, know that they'll be on the plane, but there are question marks about others, and it's a night to not have regrets, grab an opportunity, take it and make the most of the chance this evening. It's puff your chest out and go for it time for a few.
But if you're already on the plane, so to speak, you just don't want to get injured, do you? Isn't that your priority?
Well, you don't want to get injured, and if you're part of the squad and not a guaranteed starter, you don't want to have a stinker. You know, it's a chance to play your way into the team, and also they want to win the game. They want to leave here on a positive note, say goodbye to Wembley and get a run going before the tournament.
Okay, so what can we read into tonight's team selection? Gabriel Clarke's got it all. Pitch side, Gabriel?
Well, Fabio Capello narrowed down his team selection before tonight by deciding not to select the Chelsea quartet or David James of Portsmouth, all involved in the FA Cup final, of course, 12 days ago. Tonight's about a bit of experimenting, about looking at some of those contenders for a place on the plane, but England's starting 11 is all the same a pretty strong one. This is how it looks. Rob Green is in goal. Joe Hart, we're told, will play the second half with the keeper position up for grabs. Ledley King starts his first England game in 3 years. Carrick and Milner will be the holding players in midfield. Ahead of them, Rooney will operate just behind Crouch, preferred to Heskey. Mexico are seen as ideal opponents for that opening World Cup match against the USA. They beat the Americans last autumn to qualify after a dreadful start under former coach Sven-Göran Eriksson. Franco of West Ham and Vela of Arsenal are back in London to lead their attack. As for the on-running saga of the Wembley pitch, well, they've actually decided not to water it tonight, which is pretty surprising considering just how hot it's been in London today. They're just so concerned that the England players will be slipping and sliding even more, and a real risk of injury therefore. Just got to hope that the pitch is not the major headline at about 10 o'clock tonight.
Okay, so what do we make of that formation? We've had a bit of 4-4-2, we've had a bit of 4-2-3-1. What are we going for?
Well, I think the last one possibly might be the way that he goes with it tonight. I mean, Milner, not natural for him necessarily to want to be an anchoring type midfield player with the question mark over Gareth Barry. That's something that he clearly wants to have a bit of look at. He doesn't want to stifle Gerrard. He's obviously at his best when he's going forward. He's in a more advanced position. So I would imagine, yeah, 4-2-3-1 looks possibly about right.
What would you pick out from the team sheet?
I think there's a few talking points. Ledley King, who's just come back into the squad, and there was all this debate, should he take him because of his injuries? Certainly, there's no question. I played with Ledley on his debut against Portugal, and he was outstanding. You know, really seamless transition into international football. He's a class act, and for me, definitely should be going. The right decision, because you need players that are good enough to go and win you the tournament. And he might only have to play 2 or 3 games if Ferdinand and Terry are the preferred pair. But if he plays well tonight, he could force his way into the starting 11.
He's actually one of those that, I agree with Gareth totally there, that I think we all know that Capello rates him very highly, and I think everybody has seen the level of it and consistency that he's shown towards the back end of the season. He could well. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that he plays instead of John Terry.
So what is John Terry thinking tonight? Well, he thinks Ferdinand and King.
Gareth and I were just talking about that before the game. Did the Chelsea guys actually need to miss this one out, to not be available for selection? He wanted to give him a bit of a break, but it's a strange one, that. You know, I think sometimes you allow other people to get in and have a game, Adrian, and they can grab your shirt. And
the big lad leads the line. Well, the tall lad anyway, Peter Crouch. He'll be chuffed to bits, won't he?
He'll be thrilled, and he deserves it. He deserves it because his performances, particularly in an England shirt, have been outstanding. His goal ratio is as good as anything, and he always has an effect on the game.
He does, and he's actually, Capello's consistently picked Heskey ahead of him, so Crouch has been rewarded for his goals tally for England and a good finish to the season with Spurs.
Okay, gentlemen, thanks. We look outside at Wembley Way. There's a throng. Come on, hurry up, folks. There's some dawdling going on there. We're starting rather soon. Usually these nights are about tweaking the team, firing up the fans. When we return, We'll hear from a man who gave up playing for his country but couldn't resist the chance of a tilt at the World Cup. Jamie Carragher's back and he's coming right up.